Oh yeah, just like laptops, just setting them on the sidewalk while you're like counting cash. It's remarkable, really.
We are getting a first-hand overhead look at a fencing operation for stolen goods. What happens after all these car break-ins that we've been highlighting here at ABC7? Where do all those computers and phones, where do they all end up?
That's right. That's one very frustrated San Francisco resident who brought his complaints to the I-Team's Dan Noyes.
Yeah, and Dan is here with a story that you'll see only on 7. Dan?
Well, Larry and Kristen, week after week, month after month, he has watched stolen goods being bought and sold right outside his window. He reported it to police more than 7 months ago, but heard nothing, so he called me. I tweeted last week I was researching this story about car break-ins, and pictures from victims came flooding in. Broken glass is such a common sight in San Francisco. So are clips of criminals breaking into cars, even with people inside them. Remember this rush hour heist last year? And this violent robbery of a Canadian camera crew at gunpoint on Twin Peaks 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God, I'm gone. Stay in here.
Get down, get down. Now, for the first time, we're seeing what appears to be the next step in the criminal enterprise. An open-air market for stolen goods at Garfield Square in the Mission District, often when kids are playing soccer just feet away.
It's like where I live, and so it's kind of scary.
This tech worker lives nearby and doesn't want to show his face or use his name, but he's been documenting the trade in stolen goods for more than a year now and wants it to stop.
I started recording and realized that they were like exchanging electronics usually. So like a large number of laptops, iPads, cameras, things like that were getting passed back and forth out of these cars.
On this day, a group plays dice for money on the sidewalk. Car pulls up, some negotiation, several laptops appear. He hands money to the driver, has to get more cash from a friend. Another guy takes the laptops away. Another car pulls up, more cash exchanged, another laptop, all in about 5 minutes. The resident told me it happens all the time.
Anytime I kind of like spend some time watching.
Is it every week?
Usually like every day.
One day he watched someone buy a stolen messenger bag from a car and take it to the corner trash can.
They look like passports or something. Dude, what? Yeah, they're throwing it away.
The laptop was gone, but the resident recovered the bag and a passport, tracked down the owner, and returned the items that night.
His car had been broken into on the Embarcadero about an hour before I saw them drop it in the trash cans.
Within an hour of the break-in, they're here.
Yeah.
And they're selling it.
Yeah.
Wow. Just last week, he watched a briefcase being sold on the street, then recovered plane tickets, a visa, and vaccination cards, and returned them to a businessman from Mexico. Thieves had broken into his rental car at Waterfront Plaza.
This is just a photo, but it's one of my favorites.
The resident also caught one of the men changing license plates.
But they're clearly doing something to try to hide their tracks.
And another struggling to transport some laptops and accessories.
He tries to get on his scooter and just starts dropping it because he can't carry it all.
He wants all this to stop for his family and others who walk right through this day in and day out. He wrote an extensive, detailed email to the SFPD last September and received a call from an investigator, then nothing for months. Did you see any crackdown? Did the police do something that you could see?
No, nothing that I'm aware of. Given how blatant and brazen it is, it's alarming that it would take this long to do something about it.
So I started asking questions. First stop, San Francisco City Hall. Hillary Ronan is supervisor for the Mission District. Have the police been aggressive enough, do you think, in addressing these things, like this resident who sees the open-air market for stolen goods?
No, no, they haven't.
Ronan has a plan that she says would stop the Garfield Square fencing operation and the Mission's street vendors who sometimes sell items stolen from the city's groceries and drugstores. A permit system enforced by the Department of Public Works.
Because if they don't have a permit, then DPW can confiscate their goods and say you can't sell.
Ronan admits she and Mayor London Breed did not consult the police while coming up with a new law. Were the police involved in that process?
No, there weren't.
Why not?
Because we want police focused on the bigger issues, on the violent crimes, and this is so widespread and doesn't need them.
Next, I went to the Mission Police Station. Captain Gavin McEachern told me the resident's email about Garfield Square came in before he took over.
Me, and being a police officer, I would have jumped all over that. We would have had, we would have been on it.
It's been 7 months since the lead came in, and investigators are still working the case.
And the way he laid things out with license plates and descriptions and things like that, I mean, that gives us a lot of investigative leads that we could certainly follow up on.
He's got the cash.
The captain also told me about one obstacle to catching those people who break into cars. The SFPD does not allow high-speed pursuits for property crimes, and the criminals know that. They often just speed off, free to break into more cars at another place and another time. Larry, Kristen.